any justification to deploy the military in a blue city, in a blue state, to try and intimidate his political rivals.
A lot of people are saying maybe we like a dictator. I don't like a dictator. I'm not a dictator. I'm a man with great common sense, and I'm a smart person.
Adding to its crackdown on crime, the president also signed an order that would cut off some federal funding to cities, including Washington, D.C. and Chicago, that use a cashless bail system. The president has repeatedly argued the system hurts public safety by allowing violent suspects to walk free before trial. Laura.
Gabe Gutierrez, thank you.
We turn now to the war in the Middle East. Israel facing growing calls of condemnation this morning after carrying out a pair of deadly airstrikes on a hospital in Gaza. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu calling it a tragic mishap and announcing an investigation is now underway. NBC's Molly Hunter joins us from Jerusalem with the very latest. Molly, good morning.
Peter, good morning from a very windy Jerusalem. Now, the Associated Press and Reuters have already issued a joint letter demanding answers from Israeli authorities over those Israeli strikes that killed two of their journalists. This as protesters in Israel threaten a day of disruption. Take a look. This morning, the Israeli government is under increasing pressure to agree to a ceasefire deal as families of hostages stage a massive protest, shutting down a major highway in Tel Aviv during morning rush hour, as the government also faces international pressure over a new attack this week in Gaza. A pair of deadly Israeli strikes killing 20 people, including 5 journalists. The first strike on southern Gaza's only functioning hospital, and as first responders and journalists race to the scene, a second blast caught live on the air. Here, the same moment inside the hospital's main entrance. The now mangled staircase at the side of Nasser Hospital was a well-known place to access Wi-Fi to send reporting around the world. Among those killed, photographers for 2 of the biggest international news organizations, the AP and Reuters, a reporter for Al Jazeera, and 2 freelancers. In a statement, the Israeli military confirming a strike in the area of Nasser Hospital, launching an investigation.
Hamas terrorists deliberately use civilian infrastructure, including hospitals, as shields.
Prime Minister Netanyahu calling the attacks a tragic mishap. In Washington, President Trump was asked about it.
We're going to talk to you about it. I don't want to see it. At the same time, we have to end that whole nightmare.
And yesterday, the Gaza press corps gathering, vowing to continue reporting at any cost. For the last 2 years, Israel has banned international journalists from entering Gaza, which means that we rely entirely on the reporting from Palestinian journalists inside Gaza. The Committee to Protect Journalists says nearly 200 journalists inside Gaza have died since the start of the war. Peter?
Just another awful day there inside Gaza. Molly, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Back here at home, authorities across the country are sounding the alarm over a recent wave of so-called swatting incidents on college campuses. In the last week alone, at least 7 schools have received false reports of these active shooters, leading to panicked moments, lockdown, and canceled classes. NBC's Liz Kreutz has more on that. Liz, good morning.
Hey, Laura, good morning. Yeah, these are not just harmless prank calls. Incidents of swatting, false reports of serious crimes have been on the rise, and now they're triggering panic and costly police responses at universities nationwide just as the fall semester gets underway.
This morning, authorities investigating another spate of swatting incidents at schools across the country. Monday, at least 5 schools victims of the fake emergency calls. This comes on the heels of an active shooter hoax at the University of South Carolina Sunday.
We got alerts that there was an active shooter 6 times, and then all of a sudden they were just like, oh, it's all clear, and nothing happened.
And another at Villanova University last Thursday.
The victim is at Lancaster and Springville with EMS, still waiting for the nature of the injury. It is a GSW.
It's a disturbing and dangerous trend, leaving students and parents on edge.
Well, it's the longest hour. I mean, I was very, very nervous, nerve-wracking.
And it's unclear what's behind the recent rash of swatting calls.
I believe that it's happening to some extent because they get a rush out of it. The problem is it's becoming a security risk.
Swatting has been a problem for years at schools, grocery stores, office buildings, and even people's homes. The Anti-Defamation League estimates there were at least 1,000 swatting incidents in 2019, a number that has only grown.
prompting the FBI to start keeping a swatting database to help track and catch offenders. After Monday's rash of incidents, the Bureau stating in part, "We are aware of recent swatting incidents involving a number of colleges and universities and are working with our law enforcement partners." But experts say that these crimes will increase exponentially until the legal process catches up with the technology.
You're going to need to start prosecuting them, and you're going to need to be public about that prosecution so people just can't think they can do it with no penalty.
And because officials have to respond to each incident as if lives are in danger, the consequences of false calls can be fatal.
What is the impact that this has on schools and students?
You can have now people responding to emergencies, lights and sirens, and trying to get there in a hurry, and someone gets hurt or killed.
And authorities, by the way, are still looking for the perpetrators in these latest incidents. At least 11 states have enacted anti-swatting laws, many of them making the crime a felony. Laura.
Liz, thank you.
This morning, an investigation is underway after a massive explosion rocked a neighborhood just outside of St. Louis. It leveled several homes. NBC's Adrian Broaddus joins us now from that frightening scene. Adrian, good morning.